Hey guys, Mike the Gaming Dad here and welcome back to the channel. In this video I'm going to show you how to create one of the easiest builds in Skyrim, but one that although simple is really fun to play as, the Paladin. A Paladin in gameplay is basically a warrior mage who uses restoration and alteration magic. You hate the undead, so want to avoid conjuration at all costs. It's the antithesis of my Night King build if you watched my last video. You can use any race for a Paladin really, as long as you're focused on good over evil. But I think this time we will go as a Nord female, as my last two builds were both male, so let's get into it. As always, first up we need to escape Helgen. Ralof or Hadvar. You know the score by now, always go with Ralof. Sorry Hadvar. Loot Gunjar's gear, we're going to put this on as we are a Nord after all. Get into sneak mode and attack these two Imperial soldiers. Now you can go with heavy armour or light armour for this build, it doesn't really matter. If you want to go heavy, wear this soldier's armour. If not, you can stick with what you've got, or go with the Imperial light armour. Now this isn't going to be an optimised build, and that means no alchemy, enchanting or smithing to 100 tricks to make the best armour and weapons. We'll still level skills, just not to 100. This is intended to be more of a pick up and play build, but we can level one-handed up on Ralof a little still. I took mine up to level 40. Don't forget to unlock this cage for the mage robes. Even though we won't be using them, we can sell them for a good amount of gold. We will also level up our sneak on Ralof just before the bear, crouch behind him and strike him with a knife, and you can hit level 50 really quickly this way. If you're wearing heavy armour though, you might not want to use sneak in combat so you can bypass this bit, but if you do, it's worthwhile picking up Backstab for 6 times damage with one-handed weapons. We're also going to put 2 points into light armour, 3 into Armsman and fighting stance, and finally lower the cost of casting of healing.
It's probably best if we split up.
Now that we've exited the cave, head west and pick up the light armour skill book in the bandit camp. There is also a one-handed skill book in the second bandit camp where you pick up treasure map 1. Go to the standing stones and pick up the warrior stone. Now head into Embershard Mine, and don't forget to use healing to level your restoration when fighting. Pick up the golden gems at the end of the mine, and also use the pickaxe available at the start to mine the iron ore here. We can use it to level up smithing. Before you head to Riverwood, treasure map 1 is just inside the fallen tree trunk on the other side of the river. Get this for some random loot, and now head over to Gerda for some more random free stuff. Once in Whiterun, head to the Bannered Mare and rent a room to rest. This will give you the well rested perk, and now you can sell all your swag. Also craft all your iron ore and any pelts you may have into iron daggers to start leveling smithing. We gained another level here, so I'm going to put a perk into Bladesman, as this build will only use swords. Now head up to Jorvaska where the companions are located, and there's a smithing skill book where Jarl and Greymane works. There is also a block skill book inside the Hall of the Dead in the room to the left. Now let's go to the Jarl to start Bleak Falls Barrow. I'm doing this quest mainly as I hope there will be a random quest item in the boss chest at the end. It appears randomly in boss chests once you hit level 12, and you might know the one I'm talking about. But I'm not level 12 yet though, so I'm just going to level restoration, light armour and block on this bandit here by letting him attack me for a bit. That's enough of that. Now we're at level 12. Go ahead and complete Bleak Falls Barrow and hopefully it'll be here. Yep, it is. Meridia's Beacon. I don't think I've ever wanted to find this before, like ever. But first time for everything, right? Pick this up to start this quest.
A new hand touches the beacon.
You can return the golden claw if you want to for some extra gold. And now let's put a perk in Regeneration and Shield Wall. I'll put all the perk points I get in the description though. You may as well kill the dragon to get Lydia. She'll help us complete this next quest, as the boss is actually quite nasty early game. I went to the Blacksmith just before I left, just for a few armour upgrades. I wanted a leather set as it's better than hide. Now take the carriage to Solitude and then head west to find Meridia's statue and return her beacon.
Restore to me my beacon, that I might guide you toward
She'll pick you up above Skyrim, and you get a pretty good view up here. But it's less nice when she actually drops you at the end. Follow this dungeon through. It's quite linear like all Skyrim dungeons. You basically have to activate these pedestals to move Meridia's light through. And eventually you'll reach Malkoran, the Dark Wizard. Now he's actually really difficult to kill and hits like a truck, not to mention he has a load of shades with him. But don't even bother with those, just go straight for Malkoran. You want to keep him close as his ranged spells can hurt you. Just like that, one hit. Paralysis poisons are also a good idea. Even when you kill him you have to contend with his shade though, which also really hurts. Once he's vanquished, don't pick up the sword just yet. Make sure you loot all the desecrated corpses. Each one carries between, I think it's 15 and 60 gold, and there are a lot in here. Malkoran has been a busy boy. Once done, collect your prize and you'll be transported out the temple, and you'll get the Dawnbreaker sword as a reward, which I think is the perfect weapon for the Paladin build, as it can deal extra damage to the undead. You should now have a lot of gold, so head back to Dragon's Reach and buy the Tundra Homestead from Preventus. This is one of the new homes in the Anniversary Edition, and it's a good choice I think for this character. This home is awesome. The level of detail in here is superb. All of the Anniversary Edition homes are good I think in that respect. Now we have a home in a central location within Skyrim. Take your carriage to Riften and go southeast to Dayspring Canyon. And here you'll find Fort Dawnguard. This was introduced as part of the Dawnguard DLC in Skyrim Special Edition. Such a great location this. I like how the architecture of this place felt very different to main Skyrim. As you've probably guessed, we're going to join up. Once inside, speak to Isran, and you'll be sent on your first mission. Now it's impossible to cover off the Dawnguard walkthrough in one video, as it's such a packed questline, but it will take you to some really impressive locations, and it has some of the best NPCs in Skyrim I think, like Serana. You get to fight new enemies like gargoyles, which I think enriches the Paladin playstyle. And eventually you get to visit the home of the Vampire Lord Harkon. This is one of my favourite scenes in the entire game, where he offers you vampirism and turns into a vampire lord.
That is equal in value to the Elder Scroll and my daughter. I offer you my blood. Take it and you will walk as a lion among sheep. Men will tremble at your approach and you will never fear death again. Then you will be prey, like all mortals. I will spare your life this once, but you will be banished from this hall. Perhaps you still need convincing. Behold the power! This is the power that I offer. Now, make your choice.
But we're obviously going to refuse, and he'll banish us from the castle.
You are prey, like all mortals. I banish you.
Continuing on with his questline, you'll eventually have to break it back into his castle to locate Serana's mother Valkyrie in a new map called the Soul Cairn. The Soul Cairn gives me the creeps, but you do get to fight an undead dragon here, which is pretty cool. The penultimate quest for the Dawnguard will send you to another new location where you'll meet a snow elf, Gelabor, who will want you to kill his brother. The Falmer are snow elves, I think.
I am Knight Paladin Gelabor. Welcome to the great chantry of Auriel.
You then get to go into another completely new map, the Forgotten Vale, which is beautiful. It's off in the corner of Skyrim up here to the west of Solitude. Find each of the 5 prelates, they're all marked on the map so it's quite straightforward, and draw water from each basin. After the 5th prelate has been found, you'll have reached the inner sanctum. Now when you enter, you want to head to the left of this pedestal here and put the Ewer on it, I think it's called. This will open a secret door. Inside, kill the frost giant and claim the ruby paragon. There are 5 of these I think in total, but this is the only one we specifically need. Now go on to face Gelibor's brother, Bertha.
Are you alright? Come on, we can do this. I know we can. He's up there on the balcony. Come on.
Once he is dead, claim the ancient Falmer armour from his body, and this is the main reason for completing this quest. This light armour set I think looks awesome for a Paladin build. It's definitely one of my favourites. You'll now receive Oriel's bow, which is needed to kill Harkon in the final Dawnguard quest. I'm not going to use the bow for this build, only a sword and magic, but you can do if you want to. It's one of the best bows in Skyrim, I think. Now that's done, before we leave, you want to go through the portal to the Shrine of Resolution, and then head south and east until you find this Paragon socket. In this, place the Ruby Paragon, and this will take you to a completely secluded area of the map covered in trees. And here you want to find the lone Falmer in this location and kill it, and on its body you'll find Oriel's shield, which looks awesome. I love the white knight look to this build. There isn't enough white armour in vanilla Skyrim, I think. Now this is a pretty long quest just for some armour, so if you want something a lot quicker, then heavy armour might be a good option for you. The Anniversary Edition introduced a set which looks great for this kind of build. To get this, first find Risad on the roads and towns around Skyrim. He'll give you a quest called the Balance of Power, where he tells you about some trouble with some bandit camps, 2 in particular, the Seducers and the Saints. We want to find the Saints located southwest of Whiterun. Kill all the bandits here and you should be able to get a full set of Golden Saint armour from them and the chest. Now look at how awesome this looks. You look like a Greek goddess. And this one takes you 5 to 10 minutes to get, not 5 to 10 hours like the ancient Falmer armour. This armour's awesome though, definitely one of the best new sets in the Anniversary Edition. Skyrim logic though, this Falmer set here is light armour, right? And yet, this Golden Saint armour is heavy armour. Yeah, I don't know why either. All I know is I need to take it off because I don't know where to look. Now we have our armour, and you should have tons of gold at this point. You can quickly add a few levels into smithing by buying iron ore, ingots and leather straps from Whiterun. Then do the save, attack and reload trick to reset the inventory and repeat. I've gone up to level 60 to get Arcane Blacksmith and Elven armour. Now in order to improve the Falmer armour we need refined moonstone. Once we have that, take a blacksmith's potion, the stronger the better, and improve your armour and shield. And then finally the bow if you want to use it. In order to improve Dawnbreaker you will need the Ebony Smithing perk as well at level 80. As we aren't using alchemy or enchanting in this build, head up to Radiant Raiment in Solitude and buy some jewellery to finish your build off. A Circlet of Restoration is a good option, and for a necklace you can pick anything really, health regen, magic regen. I'm going with one-handed. And for a ring I'm going to go to Riften and do the Book of Love quest. This will grant us some magic resistance, but will also give us an Amulet of Mara which we need to get married. And getting married will grant you the Bond of Matrimony ring, which lowers the cost of restoration magic as well. Now lastly let's cover off what spells to use for this build. I recommend early on focusing on Candlelight and Mage Light for alteration. They fit with the light in the darkness theme of this build, good versus evil. Oak Flesh or Stone Flesh is also okay for some extra protection. Then for restoration magic you want healing or fast healing, healing hands for your followers or companions, and finally turn lesser undead or turn undead, which will make the undead flee. And that's it really. Now go and fulfill your destiny by killing the Vampire Lord Harkon.
Provided for me? Are you insane? You've destroyed.
Is this a build you've tried before? Let me know in the comments. And would you choose the Falmer armour or the Golden Sates armour? See you next time.